Okay, layman's terms, the reason I think that this piece of paper right here is very important is about a concept of how you kind of go into the plane to obtain energy. And they always talk about 0 point energy, but 0 point energy is fuck all. 0 point energy, okay? Okay? It's a point. Doesn't do shit for you. You know where you live in? You walk the inside of the walls of a sphere-ish object, okay? You are in a battery, let's say, or the outcome of several devices working in unison to create energy for some other place, okay? For us to tap into this channel is what I think you have to do is build this device. I have not built this device. I got $3.12 today from Patreon. That's awesome for the month of last. But we have to build this device. Our heaven is going to have 174 magnets in it. And if you want to make a point useful, you better turn it into a segment. Okay? You want to connect to that point. Now, how do you do this, let's say? You have to identify it as a segment, which is why I said if you have a heaven on one side, a heaven on the other side, and you're passing through this intermediate heaven. This is what I used to talk about, the n minus 1, and the n minus 2. Or the n plus 1, the n plus 2. And there's always going to be this 3, because it takes 3 makes 4 makes 5. It's as simple as that. And you need to have a point in the middle to thus create a line. And you can't connect to the next level. You have to go through it to the next level. And the only way you can do that is to have the concept that, 0 point energy needs to segment to the source. And in order to understand that, you need to have a plan. And so far, anyone and anything that has shown any idea of what a plan would be to create energy has made it too complicated. They have not used KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. They have not done that. They've raced ahead, and I think they've been offed because they don't understand the true meaning of the things hidden in plain sight. To understand, like, if you were given batteries that kind of sort of worked, and everyone got used to these batteries that kind of sort of worked, and everything got better for a kind of sort of short period of time, but everyone got comfortable, and there was no hunger for, like, disaster of energy and planet and saving the planet, all that shit, then maybe this will take longer to come out. But I think the math and the recognizing of the reckoner is important to evolution of us, of man, of yourself, of everyone, and to see that there is numbers that define our reality from a certain point of view. And until now, no one has proved me wrong or debated me or told me shit about why I'm wrong. So my argument from ignorance, which means that if my argument cannot be proven wrong, it must be correct until proven wrong. It's kind of why Plato wrote about the guy in the Apology for corrupting the youth, but he had to be killed because he was corrupting the youth, but they couldn't prove why, but he had an argument from ignorance, and they were the... Anyway, I'm not philosophizing here about that. I'm philosophizing here about the math and the numbers and the beauty and the symmetry. And there was a lot of stuff. Yeah, I just want to vocalize this, okay, for the last thing. Go watch that Builders of the Ancient, blah, 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 whatever. Bam! Bam! I looked at that and I was like, right, 101 to 7 to 13. 110, 2143. Easiest pie. Of course it's called BAM! BAM! That's why I love King MAGA. Dude, MAGA, he's my favorite prime minister. President. The Trump guy. He is. He has the audacity. Okay, when he came into office, there was like naked statues of him here wearing like Freemasonry. And he has the audacity to wear a representation of 101 to 7 of 13 on his head. And he gets other Americans to unknowingly buy these hats and wear them. And because of that, like, maybe Kennedy would have went further into like revealing the truth, and maybe that's why they offed him. But for Trump to have the audacity to do this in front of them, and those that can see obviously see, but the rest of you don't. And I'm just saying that just for that, he has my vote for, I like the bet. Like in my favorite character, favorite character of Mr. Robot is like the high vice president guy of Evil Corp. I want, like, when he starts going and you start learning him, I'm like, oh, I want to work for that guy. He'd be the best boss ever. And then he goes, like, crazy hardcore, and I'm like, yeah. Always. He thinks he's, like, the most important man in the room. He's got this, whatever. Anyway, enough about all this things. 0 point energy is needed to create balance around a single point in our reality, so we can mandrel-brottingly reach into the plane n-2 or n+2 realities away to connect and make a segment. And I think the schematics are not fully understood by me, maybe by someone else, I don't know. There's an awful lot of really neat synchronization with that for years now. For years. It is a constant source of entertainment for me. So, like, not hurting anyone thinking. Apparently, though, thinking in Canada might get you going to fucking social media reconditioning treatment centers or something. So, for that, I'm going to end and have a cigarette, and you guys can all do whatever the hell it is you do with your days. I had a good day. I just got a lot on my mind about things that are actually important sometimes, and just been not sharing lately. I exploded.